Minia nepotism, favoritism, and tribalism. Aba politics in Mudia, a best say no, and yasam gets one. Minia, and Obia so the worst of the trace of some West Yomuchusu, our Parliament House, Niana, it's me equity so many a year or chances. Now, Kennedy Akasa, and which Muya the Baba, so but fast forward. Ken Ghana, Ababidi Komoka, the affair as an atom, the daughter of Murdèràl, and some no you the talk to us so black rasta Musemi, the Aberson were platform.
You would want Jimmy Cry, wouldn't say, so Obi why and can change your money, but Yasia and uncle, because a transition to the other world. And see a cassia can't Obia change some money. Nanka Zenator now what you already had a bedroom baby. Who say, O me so mu doom a year mutala microphone. Zenator nebesho, mudumu so, did in attempt. Let's say, who person would tell mutala say, only JB down quatem. Somebody, or did they mean the idea of having a political party? Did Ghana and then papa let me before me a political party, and then which we also join a political party, and then Mutala also a part of a political party. Moving now must be a part of political parties. You are a pioneer on such matters. No person would dinner them. Would they say anything for no a bit more Jimmy audity?
And the freedom of a customer dam. Don't attribute something to him. And Mr. Speaker, he also said that JB don't go down the horrible death. And the Buzia, as a matter of fact, the NLC, JB don't go down the horrible death. And the Buzia, as a matter of fact, the NLC constituted a committee to investigate the circumstance under which JB don't go down.
Conclude. The evidence Zenator was so say, also was so big KB. I would not know about the two because also what is now, yet here after your market, some more Becca
commemorative
and some liberality
is not to generate debate.
You see, I say, after say, Emre do say, and commemorative statement. We not be what it me generated debate. How be why I can't change somebody. Beauty, me for your answer somewhat better.
I would want to
Zenator or train self and never casavi. Now on also quasi semuntia. Now also some microphone and say, Mutala ND JB down quaterno. And Cafenu we are not called what was. And aha, and obedience we said the daughter of a murderer. Sit down because that's the same being who our person can. So will be 8 me the will be a watem, will be a wabo Brahma Ghana say, commemorative day. Yenyamu, Namonfa, a year normal and Sem Fatano, and then Kaino. That's what me has so microphone was sorry, and the end I was the net of Babeka. So the daughter of a murderer, sit down. Be in Chaffino.
A commemorative statement is not to generate debate.
Not to generate debate.
I would want to remind the House that these are national heroes. Some are on our side, some are on their side. So let us be mindful how we react when it's our turn. Obviously, there will come a time that a statement will be made in honor of the hard work of former President Nkrumah, Liman, Jerry Rawlings, Professor Mills.
Because Uncle Fu we and call for a warm wako Amagana, a maybe bedroom. Say, see a kind gun and penny for Makwamagan. Maybe cry a such if you come in Chromas near Boba. A baby drew Rawlings Munina, so Zenator Rawlings was sitting there. So after knowing that really was trying to tell Zenator, say, whoa. What's what they became? Remember, they will be a PFP one will be a past hero. Who was sure one no casa ye.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, let us focus. Let us focus on their contribution.
Doctor sit down. What's it? It's me. Let's actually tea. Get your cassette.
That's evidence or send Papa Kunipa.
Evidence or send Papa Kunipa. Because you will not be when it was so the gene, especially with Zenator Cradier. Oh, Papa, a pass serious Libya. Because at the end of the day, it's me say, oh, during Rawlings time with you. Now could the Sikaki to every crowd with me to tell Biana Manison. The Nipa be the kind on. and yet the bone any power kunkum Jimmy make customer chawa woeful because we say what you end this new better call. No soon to me Kenya to send the answer, remember take Kenya to some chawa woeful. Now Jimmy Rollins Bonio Dini Power kum ye kai like your man state barrier. What does the engineer say? Jitum, if I would Jimmy political, you know, mind now why so corrupt, Uno crown, but don't change.
Now, many are talking about the so I'm a black rasta, so be the work. And if I will say black rasta, then 7 will be Emra.
Interested in this matter. There's a lot of unemployment in Angola. There's a lot of flooding in Angola. They have a lot of problems in the area, yet they are interested in this matter. Let's ask ourselves, why are they interested in this matter? It's so clear. You know it and I know it. Rawlings was an airman. That probably is the reason the Anglo chiefs are very interested in knowing the identity of this person who has meted out this disparaging remark in their own words. But please, let us look at this thing clearly. Rawlings was an Irishman and a Scottish man. We are expecting that the Scottish people would also come out and say that they are interested in knowing the identity of this lawmaker who uttered those disparaging remarks. My brother, my sister, it looks like in our country, tribal sentiments most of the time are very, very sensitive. We have to be very careful what we say. We must be extra careful what we don't say. My brother, my sister, can I now tackle this issue? Let us go into it and look at it carefully. Now, Anglo chiefs have decided to give the speaker 4 days to unravel the mystery in Salter, in quotes, or else, and this revelation would help the next course of action. My brother, my sister, the person who called Zenator the daughter of a murderer, was he right or wrong? My brother, my sister, in the days of Rawlings, we suffered terror. Those of you who were not yet born in 1979, we saw horror in this country. People were abducted and killed summarily. We saw judges abducted and set ablaze, my brother, my sister, the mystery of which, my brother, my sister, is still pending in the clouds. Rawlings denied involvement, yet it happened in his regime. In the regime of Rawlings, we saw women in Kajetia market stripped naked and whipped in their vaginas. We saw people abducted and taken to the Gonda barracks and some other such barracks and shaved with blunt instruments and blades. We saw, my brother, my sister, people who were carried away and beaten, most of whom we were told were dead, and carried all the way to the morgue at 37. One of them finally survived. He went on to move into exile and later came back into this country to become a minister of energy. Do we all remember this person? It was all in the days of Rawlings. Can we run away from the heinous crimes of Rawlings in his regime from 1979? The several murders and bloodshed. And even at the time, Ghanaians were asking Rawlings to let more blood flow. How do you let blood flow when you don't murder people? Rawlings was a murderer. It's the truth. What are you running away from? So when people die, when murderers die, they all of a sudden become saints? Is that what you are saying? Because we live in a country where Atayi all of a sudden will become Saint Atayi because he's dead. Say no bad thing about the dead. That is your motto. Until we start to shame the dead, like they did in Belgium when Leopold II died and they threw his dead body right in the middle of the street for people to hoot at and spit at. My brother, my sister, crime and foolishness will never ever stop in this country. Rawlings was a murderer, my brother. When the elections came, listen attentively and listen. People were killed in the reign of Nana Akufo-Addo. What did we say? That Nana Akufo-Addo murdered some people during the elections. Mahama says when he comes into power, he would institute an investigation into it, and he started already. My brother, my sister, who do we say killed the people? They said Nana Akufo-Addo did because it was his regime. Rawlings was a soldier who went into a bloody coup d'etat. Bloody coup d'etat, shot and killed many in order to gain power. Should we give him a bouquet of flowers for the coup d'etat that saw the lives of many go down the drain? Was he a saint? Was Rawlings a prophet? Have we so soon forgotten our history? The bloodiest coup d'etat that ever happened in this nation was instituted by Rawlings. He killed many in order to become leader of this nation. Is that not a murderer? So I am wondering why there's so much noise, and the coward MP who also mentioned it and cannot own up and come up and say, hey, I said it and these are my reasons for saying that. That is the most cowardly, more cowardly than Baumia. If I had the opportunity to stand before these chiefs, I will honorably ask them to tell me how you would define or call a man who murdered many in order to become leader, in whose regime innocent judges were carried out, including a woman killed and set ablaze at Bondazi. Why can't we speak the truth anymore? What is wrong with us? Zenator is the daughter of a murderer. That is correct. But does that make her a murderess? No. She cannot inherit.
Black Rasta is the most honest. The most honest CV radio journalist in this country. I am not correct. I said, why who hear my debate? Why name him the history? And 3 years I could acronym video to me called social media. And I saw content and videos go see history when him say, yeah, papa, no, and I was say, yes, I know, man. Oh, no, yeah, you're not asking one, you know. Yeah, mind me, Thomas Akara, Gama Yobekuni, Ewo, I think Bokina, Yobetu, Nuna, actually, oh, I'm refilling. And Chebia, Obama Pacho. Yesterday, Thomas Akara Bush, for some fan from so China say, oh, you kuno. Admitted, or a medra. Or a medra. Oh, my angels are no man, no, I said, and all kind of people who are out of a sudden, it means cannot. Yeah, we are, you know, one person, Becca, don't do it. If you do it, we will say it. And cannot correct. That's what because some W say, Samina, MP. I'm a seminar, make kaya. I want to find him for no mobile and then I'll bet me the iron man. Who bet you Tiana? Now no him. Because Nebano or no, so say will be papa or two will be papa or no dear or quite to me say JB down come but I'm the woman who got on kind of papa say because of a day. In take a day Agyapong this side, Emra, in Tinimra.
Then you vote for them. And you stand here, you look poor. Vote for somebody who can bring development. When we were being born, nobody, nobody wrote anything here that I'm NDC. No. The man who put food on my table. That's all. Case closed. They find me difficult. If that's how we behave, then I'll take everything to assent. No, But where I'll make my money.
That is,
Where I'll make my money.
Yeah.
So your interest first.
Yes.
These projects, no NDC MPP, me bring her here and say I'll fire you. And she herself, if she makes mistake, I'll fire her.
Oh. Oh, this I'm very, very positive that.
I've been here. We're going to the bush. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Research is like. So, luckily there are some streams. Community. Cassava is the mainstay here. So, in case that will give each community 70,000 every 6 months. That's my own individual initiative.